Am I back?
Yeah.
Welcome back, guys. Baby got stacked.
Hi, guys.
This week is a wild week. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah, not horror. I don't know what to classify Grady Hendrix as. Like kitschy horror?
I was pretty horrified with the eye
Oh,
scene. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Eyes do freak me out.
I'm going to be honest. I had to fast forward like I had to flip the page. I didn't want to read the rest of that.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the needle went into the eye, I was like, and we're done. And when she was talking about like trying to close the eye, like trying to close, and she could like feel it go. I was like, you know what? I don't think that I know this happened in the book. I don't think I need to know details to give it a fair rating. So I'm just gonna skip that one.
Well, light spoiler there, but we read.
I didn't say how and who.
We read How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. This is currently his most recent novel, I believe.
I think
He
so.
might already have one lined up. Maybe I could be getting that mixed up with Riley Sager. But I know for sure Riley Sager already has one lined up. Actually, I take back my for sure.
Well, I have the answer. This came out January 17th, 2023. He has a book coming out in 2024 in September called Horror Store. I think that's like IKEA.
That's already released. I own that.
Well, then Goodreads is a liar.
Goodreads is a dirty liar. Let me see if we can figure this out. Maybe
that's a lie. It says published in September 23. Oh my god, I said 2024. It was 2014. Okay, well. just a 10-year difference, guys. It's okay.
Just a slight smidge 10-year difference.
He came out with a book called Ankle Snatcher.
Ankle Snatcher?
I have questions. I got questions.
I
think this book is the
most recent.
Yeah, and I don't see another one.
Let's see if there's anything on his Instagram about anything. No, maybe no. I'm gonna go with no. I feel good with the answer no.
Okay.
Anyway, this is his latest release, and it's kind of thick. Not gonna lie, when I grabbed it, it was a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and I was very confused when I was looking at the side of it, and I was like, why are there black pages? And then I think that's like the kind
of like sectioned.
Yeah, but there's a term to it. It's like when you lose a loved one, you go through the seven stages
of grief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's like denial.
Yeah, the 7 stages of grief.
Anger.
Yeah. So this book is broken up into 7 parts, each
titled 4.
One of the stages of grief.
We lied. It's 4.
I feel like there's more stages, but I guess we only go through some of them.
We only go through denial, anger. I don't think bargaining is part of the stages.
It is.
Oh, it is? Oh, well. Okay. And then depression.
That's my most favorite part.
And then acceptance.
My least favorite part.
I like the anger part.
That's just my everyday.
Oh, well, I mean, same.
Would you like to read the back?
Yes. Yes. Okay. When Louise finds out that her parents have died, she dreads going home. She doesn't want to leave her daughter with her ex and fly to Charleston. She doesn't want to deal with her family home, stuffed to the rafters with the remnants of her father's academic career and her mother's lifelong obsession with puppets and dolls. She doesn't want to learn how to live without the 2 people who knew and loved her best in the world. Most of all, she doesn't want to deal with her brother Mark, who never left their hometown, gets fired from one job after another, and resents her success. Unfortunately, she'll need his help to get the house ready for sale because it'll take more than some new paint on the walls and clearing out a lifetime of memories to get this place on the market. But some houses don't want to be sold, and Louise and Mark's home has other plans for both of them.
So I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4 as well.
My main issue is kind of how the title lies.
Okay.
Because it's not so much that the house is haunted.
True. The puppets, I think that's why I gave it a 4, because the puppets really threw me for a loop.
It's the puppets. It's a haunted puppet, which, as someone who hates puppets and dolls, honestly kind of scares me more than a haunted house would have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still a 4, but I'm still looking for a really good haunted house story.
This one did have some good twists in it.
Yeah.
I will appreciate that. There were some characters that drove me absolutely nuts. Mark at the beginning drove me nuts. The daughter, I don't know why, drove me nuts. I know she's a little girl, still drove me nuts.
It's something about her.
And
it's
and Ian, the
most of it,
ex-husband,
awful man.
Absolutely.
The mother-in-law we don't get to meet, not really the mother-in-law, but Mark's mom that we don't get to meet. Hate her.
Yeah. That we don't get to meet. Don't like her though.
The lady we don't get to meet, don't like her. The great aunt and the aunt, don't like them. It's not that you're not even like meant to like them per se. These aren't like likable people, but you can still go along with the story without liking a character. They just had things about them that like I couldn't even get behind not liking them.
Yeah. This book, it was an easy read. It was easy to follow along.
Yeah.
I feel like the chapters were short. Everything in that sense. Yeah, it was just from Louise's point of view.
Yeah.
Although I think at one point Mark is telling like kind of his background story, and so you're kind of getting like Mark's point of view as well.
Yeah.
At one point. Which that made sense. Like after we got the spiel on Mark, I didn't hate him as much.
Yeah. This whole it was a wild ride. Like if you think of like a creepy puppet doll coming to life horror movie, this be one of the good ones.
Yes. Yeah.
Not like a crazy like remastering. It's not doing anything new, but it'd be one of the good ones.
No, it was good. Like I said, there were some good twists. We'll get to them, but that one was just like, okay. I like
it gave the ick factor where it needed to.
Yeah.
Made you like, ugh, and like creeped you out.
Hence the eye. Yeah. And yeah, there were some dolls where I was just like, oh my god. Just burn the house.
Many dolls.
Yeah.
Like the mom even made dolls of the children. No.
It's gonna be a hard no for me. Yeah, so in the beginning of the book, it's kind of about Louise finding out that she's expecting. It's not the traditional way that she thought her parents would approve of. She's not married. I guess I called Ian her ex-husband. They were never like
they were never married.
Yeah,
but
they were dating.
Yeah.
But when she told her parents, they were ecstatic. They flew over. I don't know exactly the distance, like where she lives versus where the house is, but I know it's not like in the same state.
Yeah, you don't really get locations, but you get the dynamic because Louise was really scared to tell her parents at first, but
yeah,
they reacted positively. But Louise mentions like having a sibling that she doesn't speak to or basically pretends she doesn't have.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell she's closer, almost kind of like she can talk more freely to her dad rather almost getting more judgmental opinions from her mom. But
Yeah.
at that point, you can kind of sense like, okay, like she feels pretty good with where her life's at. And then it cuts to, I guess, the quote unquote now.
Yeah. I don't know if it says. I think
don't
it's
know what
5-year difference.
5 years.
I think it was 5 years. Also, did you see the dedication that? Side note, did you see the dedication that Grady Hendrix put on this book?
I want to say yes, but I don't recall what it said. What did it say?
Amanda, you are with me everywhere. I see you where I go. You surround me always, even though I know exactly where I buried you.
Oh, well then.
So.
That better be a puppet. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I read that and I was like,
Oh.
Excuse me? I don't. Okay. Yeah, I think it's 5 because Poppy's 5. Poppy is Louise's daughter, and she really wants to. She's really into the Velveteen Rabbit, and Louise is definitely not into the Velveteen Rabbit.
Yeah.
She thinks that book is like super creepy, does not like it, and we see her interacting with Poppy, and then she gets a phone call from Mark, which Mark's character is a character. He goes, you need to sit down. And she's like, what happened? And he goes, don't freak out. She was like, what did you do? And then he goes, Mom and Dad are in a better place. You start the phone call like that. And then she goes, what do you mean? He goes, I mean, they're not suffering anymore. And then she's like, I talked to them on Tuesday. They weren't suffering on Tuesday. Like, you need to tell me what's going on. And he was like, Mom and Dad are dead. And she was just like, what? He was like, yeah, they got T-boned. He thinks because it was Mom and Dad were looking at a huge settlement, which I'm like,
why was that even mentioned?
Yeah. And then he's like, Mom was driving, which she totally shouldn't have been because, dude, you know how she is at night and it was pouring down rain. The car rolled and it sliced her arm off at the shoulder. It's horrible. She died in the ambulance. I find knowing these details makes it easier.
Yeah. No.
I'm like, what? Yeah, and then she was like, are you drunk? And he immediately like got defensive about it. And he was like, he pretty much had, she was like, when did this happen? And he was like, those details don't matter. And she was like, yes, they do. And he goes, like yesterday around 2 a.m, I've been dealing with a lot. And she goes, 41 hours? You waited to call me 41 hours later after our parents passed?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's pretty much now she has to go to the family home, get it ready because they want to sell it. Kind of a big thing when reading this was, so the dad gave, like in his will, gave Louise 100% of everything, and they were going to put Mark's half in the bank with, like,
it was like they were gonna like invest it, and so he could
because he's horrible
have
with some
money. Yeah, he's awful with money. Like, will invest it in like these fake pyramid scheme type things and lose it all.
Yeah.
So they were, if Louise got all of it, she would have split it, but used his half to invest, given him some, but made it so he could earn more over time.
Yeah.
But the mom, if she passed first, gave almost everything to Mark except for all of her artwork. And technically, with the hospital, signing paperwork and stuff, the time of death made it so the mom passed away first. And Mark is over there like fist pumping, going, yeah, I knew, like being awful.
Yeah.
And Louise is like dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Because she can't believe, one, that her mom would do that.
Yeah.
She would have assumed that, I don't know, like, what? Like,
that's just crazy to me.
It's just wild that they didn't agree, like, husband and wife didn't agree upon
Yeah.
their children, and that they can't be honest with themselves and be like, clearly he can't handle money.
Yeah, it's pretty like noticeable story that the mom, she liked, or not liked Mark more, but like she would give him more, like if something went
Attention or
wrong.
help. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him like a full ride to school because he threw a fit that Luis was going to college, and like he just never finished a job. Like there was wood out in the backyard for a project, and the mom was just like, oh, he'll get around to it, like it's fine. And like just he could do no wrong, and it just
Yeah.
drove Luis nuts, which is why she didn't have a relationship really with
With
her
him.
mom and with Mark in general.
Yeah.
And so then they're starting to clean the house out. The first kind of incident is with the squirrels.
The squirrel family.
So her mom had made, so Louise, after learning this, she's like, I'm going to prolong this as much as I can. So like, because the art collection is 100% mine, I'm going to go in that house and I'm going to count every single piece of artwork in that house. And it's going to take me a really long time to like
Yeah. Like
catalog
make
everything.
an extensive inventory.
Yeah. And so she's in there, and one of the art pieces is a squirrel nativity scene of stuffed squirrels. And they pretty much come to life. She falls asleep in her mom's like puppet room, I guess is what you would call it.
Crafts room. Yeah.
And she wakes up, sees these little, like this body at the bottom of the bed, and it doesn't even have eyes, like it's stitched shut. And she realizes that it's from the nativity scene, but that it's like moving. Tennis racket, and like because the squirrels like get in her shirt and are like scratching her and like biting her, and she
Yeah.
like basically kills them with a tennis racket. And she tells Mark, like she storms out of the house, she's like, Mark, you can have everything, I don't want any of it, and like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then that's when the puppets kind of start happening. She realizes that like the TV's on randomly, dolls are moving. She knows no one's in there. Hearing noises. The attic is like strangely boarded up.
Yeah. And then was it at this point she threw one away, and then she came back in the house and it was there.
Was it Pumpkin?
Yeah.
I think it was Pumpkin. Which honestly, not gonna look at pumpkins ever again the same way.
Pumpkin.
Because oh my gosh. Yeah, so Pumpkin was like the
first.
I don't want to say ringmaster. Yeah, so he was her mom's puppet that she grew up with.
Like childhood, yeah.
And then Pumpkin always creeped her out, but Pumpkin like always went everywhere with them. And then Mark took Pumpkin to college, and there was like a whole thing there.
Yeah, there's a whole story there that scarred Mark. It'd be too intense to go through.
No, we're not going to go through like every single detail, because there are a lot of like little things that you find out, or
creepy little things.
Yes, but basically Pumpkin is alive, and you can hear him talking like in your head. And your eyes kind of like glaze over when you put him like on your hand. And
you know it's not. Yeah, like you know it's him, but you don't know what's happening.
And he makes you do like really bad things, like when Luis was little, which is why she doesn't like Pumpkin. Pumpkin didn't like Mark because the mom was like giving Mark more attention than Pumpkin, which is insane. And so Pumpkin was like, let's go kill your brother. And so Luis was like, okay. And so she tried to like drown him in the frozen lake in the backyard of a neighbor's house.
And nearly did. They were skating on a frozen lake, and he fell in, and then she just walked back inside.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, wait, where's Mark? And she's like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah. And luckily they like got him in time.
Yeah.
But he remembers her walking away. And so like that's why he would always retaliate against her, because he was like, pretty much the
Impressed.
family like would tell me that like it wasn't true and that like you didn't try to kill me, but I know what I saw. And then they kind of finally realized that it was actually Pumpkin. And then Pumpkin had some separation issues to the max.
Yeah.
He was obsessed with Nancy, who was their mom.
Yeah.
And so Pumpkin tries to make Mark kill Luis in the house with a hammer, which was very detailed and
Very detailed, and things had to be done in order to get rid of Pumpkin and the hammer. But read the book for detailed.
Also, the way that Mark dealt with that whole situation afterwards drove me nuts.
Mark is very immature.
Yeah.
Because he was coddled by his mom while Louise had to grow up not knowing how to parent because she wasn't parented.
Yeah.
And so that's that whole dynamic. And then they have to figure out all these family secrets with all the skeletons in the closet because there always are.
Always are. Do we want to say who Pumpkin is? How crazy we're getting.
Let's leave that one for the readers.
Honestly, that was the biggest twist.
That was the biggest twist because essentially they are able to burn Pumpkin, and Louise finally gets to go home, see her daughter because she's very young and she's going through the process of trying to figure out what death is.
Yeah, she's like 5.
She's and she's going through therapy because of Louisa's ex, his mother.
Yeah.
But they were making crafts and she made a puppet. And when Louise got home, she sees that she's made Pumpkin.
It's Pumpkin.
She made Pumpkin.
She thought Pumpkin was dead.
She has Pumpkin. And it is Pumpkin.
It's Pumpkin.
Like Pumpkin. Won't come off. She won't take it off her hand. She's acting awfully
crazy. She's acting crazy. She's like biting and kicking and screaming and like throwing herself out of a moving vehicle on a bridge. She's like nuts.
Yeah.
This 5-year-old needs to be
causing near fires in the kitchen.
Oh my gosh.
And so Louise has to call Mark and be like, it's fucking Pumpkin.
Yeah.
And so they have to figure it out because Pumpkin is starting to ask for Nancy again because Nancy promised they'll be together forever.
Which is insane. Like, yeah, like I said, it makes more sense once you figure out who Pumpkin like actually is and everything and why they act the way that they act. But like sometimes this book was so frustrating to be reading, especially with Mark, like just the way some of the characters are acting. Like I get that they wanted to portray like a certain type of person, but oh my gosh, was it frustrating.
Not gonna lie, I kind of want to drop this down to 3.5 because it were very frustrating. And in the moment, it's like, yes, they're frustrating, but I'm very invested in this book. But now I'm like, yeah, they're frustrating.
There's moments where I was just like, oh my gosh. But then I just had to keep reading because I was like, well, what's going to happen to Pumpkin?
Yeah, how is he back? How did a little girl out of nowhere?
And then there's this like imaginary dog that Mark has named Spider.
Oh yeah, that creeps me out.
That was a lot.
That also creeped me out.
Yeah, it's just weird.
It's a weird one. And if you've read Grady Hendrix before, then you kind of get his weirdness with the horror.
But I don't even think like I've only read the Final Girl support group from Grady, and I think
that's one of his first. I'll say when he chooses a theme, he kind of goes all in. So with that went all in. With the puppets, it got weird.
Puppets went all in. I do own the vampire book from him.
I read that one. That one leaned all in. So far, I think that one is my favorite.
Okay. You own the Best Friend Exorcism one.
I own that one and Horror Store, that IKEA one.
Oh yeah.
So
the one that just came out.
Yeah, the one that just came out 10 years ago. And
Okay.
So we'll see after those two. I hear people flip-flopping on My Best Friend's Exorcism. Either they love it or hate it.
I feel like this is probably going to be this type of book too. I feel like if you want that like creepy aspect, it's this book kind of almost reminded me of like a this is going to sound so bad, like a car crash. You don't want to look at it, but you just keep looking at it. And like there was parts of this book, like I said, with the eyeball, that I was like, I just don't want to. I just don't want. Oh my god, this is just getting a little too much. I don't. Okay, Pumpkin's getting a little too creepy, but I had to know how it ended.
it reminds me of like a 80s or 90s horror film. Like they're still creepy, but
Yeah.
the effects aren't like that great, but it's still scary.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get that feel.
And like with the eye part, it's
oh my god,
things with
the eye
eyes
part
are still
haunts me.
creepy.
I don't
No
like
matter how
anything
well
to do
or
with
bad
my
it's done.
eyeball. I don't like anything to
Yikes.
do with eyes.
A little too triggering for you.
Yeah, so this week I was working and my cat decided that she wanted to be a parrot at the same time that I looked towards her. And when she jumped up, she grabbed a hold of my face to like, I don't even know what she was thinking at that moment. And she scratched like right before my tear duct.
Literally as close to your eye as humanly possible without
Yeah.
it actually being your eye.
Yeah, so she cut like right on my lash line.
It's legit your lash line.
Yeah, so the dried blood's like stuck to my lashes, and so like anytime I pull it, it's like pulling my lashes as well. And so I'm kind of just letting it like heal itself, but it's pretty. I mean, she didn't cut it like too long, but it's probably like an inch long. Like it's
Just a whisper either direction. Whether
Yeah.
you moved or she.
Yeah, she would have
Oh.
scratched my actual
Ah.
eye. Yeah, it was pretty terrifying. I definitely thought for sure because when I had actually gotten scratched, it felt like she had gotten my eye. Because obviously I like couldn't see it in the room that I work in, and so I like ran into the bathroom and there was like blood dripping down. I was like, oh dear God. And then I looked and I was like, okay, I think we're in the clear on my eyes. She just it's so hard to trim her nails. She's such a bitch when it comes to her nails trim. Like I just can't do it.
You get her a little cat bag.
I don't even know if that would work, honestly. It might. I don't know. Maybe we'll try to figure that out.
Or you can get her one of those inflatable donuts.
I could do that. I did have one of those when we got Jeff neutered. And Jeff would like get his back foot like stuck in the donut. Like a dingus, yeah. So, but I do not have that donut anymore. Neither do I have that cat anymore. But you know, that's another story for another time. Are we ready for rowdy 1-star reviews?
Oh, I'm so looking forward to these.
So I never look beforehand on what these are. So we are all learning together what these 1-star reviews are. So
good.
this is at a 3.70 on Goodreads. It has 100,297 ratings. It is mainly 4-star, and then 3-star, and then 5-star. Let's see. Let's take a gander. This is honestly one of the worst books I've ever had the misfortune of reading.
Oh, whoa.
Reading this made me wish I had a puppet hanging around willing to put me out of my misery.
Oh my gosh. Also, careful what you wish for.
Did I really just read a 400-page book about a demented puppet named Pumpkin?
Yeah, you did.
Oh my gosh. Pumpkin is the most annoying name I had to read over and over.
It is because it's not pumpkin, it's pupkin.
It's a puppet. Just kick it. Oh my gosh. Someone said Chucky did it better.
Yeah.
Absolute hot garbage. Oh my gosh.
At least it's hot.
More like How to Write a Boring Book with the pacing of a turtle featuring annoying characters.
I
Oh
agree
my
with annoying
gosh.
characters.
That's hilarious. This could have been an email. Oh my gosh. People are saying that Goosebumps did it better.
It was very reminiscent of Goosebumps. Because what was that puppet's name in Goosebumps?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh man,
I did not
I have to
see
look it up. Oh,
I
it's
didn't
gonna
get in.
bother
I
me.
didn't get into Goosebumps. I send my apologies to my book club of whom I recommended this to. Oh my gosh, that's so
Slappy.
funny. Slappy?
The dummy.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that does sound familiar. Reading
Oh,
this book
shit.
was a bit Reading this book was a bit like being beaten with a wet puppet for 13 hours straight.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Haunted Dolls Don't Do It For Me packed it on at page 60. Too many
the
puppets.
length was a bit unnecessary.
What?
The length of the book wasn't
Oh.
necessary. We could have wrapped
Yeah.
it up in like 330, 340 pages.
Things get squirrely.
Wow. We've got a winner, folks. That's a good
great.
one.
I didn't even think about this. Do not listen to the audiobook. The puppet voice was driving me crazy.
Oh God, do they do a puppet voice?
Don't-
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh no.
Writing this book was a choice.
Someone had to do it.
Me and this book have beef. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. I liked the it's just a puppet. Kick it. Oh my
It's
god,
just
it
a
killed me.
Kick it.
This is an
Ugh.
interesting one. I don't know if I want to keep it.
That's where I'm at. I don't know if I want to keep it.
Love the cover.
I do like the cover. I do appreciate the cover. My problem is it just shows a house, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the house.
No, and that's why. So you're reading. So I read you guys the back of the book. The front of the book is just on a house with the door open. There's nothing that says anything about puppets. They really throw you in.
Yeah, and it's fine. I think you'd get more people liking the book if you'd mention puppets, because then you'd get rid of all the readers who, one, aren't into reading a horror about puppets, and two, who's disappointed about not a haunted house.
I feel like they should have put like the puppet like looking out the door or something.
Yeah, or peeking at the corner of a window.
Something.
Around
Give
the
me
corner.
just give me something.
They could have like had all the puppets like in the windows.
Yeah.
Like the mass amount of art.
That would have been
of her
creepy
work.
enough.
That would have been so creepy.
Just put the dead squirrels in there and I would have been sold.
Like even in the back is like they could have just put like
Going through their parents' house after their death when
something about the mom's artwork starts coming to life.
Just anything. There's literally nothing about
And that's
the
it.
puppets until you read it.
No
and you're
mention
like,
it. Yeah, it really takes you for a loop because there is a difference between a haunted house and a haunted puppet.
Yeah.
I take this shit very seriously.
We've watched our fair share of Ghost Adventures. We know what a haunted place looks like.
Yeah,
Not
and we
just a
want
haunted doll.
answers.
Answers. I feel like this could have been executed a little bit better, especially like letting us know what this was about. There's nothing wrong with wanting to write a book about haunted puppets because that's
Just
creepy.
Let us know about
But
it.
let us know. Give us a warning.
Yeah.
We need to mentally prepare ourselves for this.
Send us that email.
That was hilarious. This could have been sent in an email. Oh my god. You guys kill me with these 1-star reviews, I swear.
It's so good.
They're so good. Hopefully next week's is better.
Brings us to our happy place.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. Here all day. Thank you.
We're reading the newest. Newest comes out this year.
I was gonna say technically
Funny People's coming out this year. Right?
Funny People.
That's what I said, Funny People.
I thought you said Funny People's.
No, funny.
Oh.
I don't think so. Well, that'd be embarrassing if I did. Okay, well.
I'll listen.
Roll the tape.
Roll the tape.
Funny People comes out
don't-
soon.
June? Fall?
Soon.
Soonish,
I
but
think
this
it comes
is
out soon.
the most recent
This is
published.
yes. Happy. Yep. I'm hoping that this book makes me happy. This is Happy Place by Emily Henry.
Oh, it's called Funny Story.
I see. Why did I? Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I'm hoping we've done beach read.
Beach read and book
Book lo-
lovers on here.
Okay. Love Emily Henry so far. You've read all of her books. I have not read People We Meet on Vacation
Oh.
yet. I own it. I have not read it. Loved
Funny
the other
Story came out at the end of April.
two. Well, okay.
Everything we just said was a lot.
Well, in my head, it hasn't come out because the paperback
It's
has not
not
come
in
out.
paperback.
So there we go.
Yeah.
That's my
You
logic.
just have to wait a whole another year.
I just don't understand. But I'm hoping that I like this book because I loved the other ones. They were
Not
both
gonna lie, I've
fantastic.
thoughts already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're farther along than I am right now.
Yeah. And each one has like its main trope, kind of. It's more than just romance novels
Mm-hmm.
with Emily Henry, which is really nice. But when it does come to the romance, there is kind of a main trope. And so obviously you'll like some more than others when you have preferences and tropes. So
Just reading the back of the book, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this book. Just like, well, just reading like not what the trope is, but you kind of like know
you get
what
a sense for it. Yeah.
So I'm not sure if I'm gonna. We'll see. We'll see. So far, the banter's really good.
Emily Henry banter, always so good. She knows how to write conversations.
Her and Abby Jimenez.
They're
so good.
So good.
I heard that the one that just came out, the summer one of Abby Jimenez, is the third book of the Yours Truly and Part of Your
I
World.
thought that was like starting a new one.
No, it's people are saying on Goodreads it says number 3.
Oh, what?
I think.
Oh my
right?
God.
It does.
What?
I don't know.
Who is this? Wait, Justin. Is that the first girl's brother or the second girl's brother who had the transplant?
Oh,
maybe? I don't
hold
remember
on.
now.
Hold.
Everyone
on.
hold their horses.
Everyone
shut up.
Let me see.
It doesn't say his last name.
Yeah, and the second book just says her brother's running out of time to find a kidney donor. Oh, where is it? There's Jacob and Brianna. Oh my gosh. What was his name?
We threw out his name.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
And I also yeah, I don't think his name was Justin.
I don't know.
I also I'm curious on like how this book goes in with the
Oh, guess I'll have to read it.
Gosh dang it. What is it? Yours truly.
This is so
Yours
much.
truly, brother name. Ugh, I tried to look up just like yours truly brother name, and the thing was, would you use the word yours in the closing letter to your brother? No, that's not what it's not what I named.
Would you?
Oh my God. Let me see. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay. What?
I'm deep in
Ben. Brother's name is Ben.
Oh.
Who's Justin then?
Damn, that our one idea. Not even correct. Well.
And Xander's Jacob's friend that he goes Then there's Brianna. Alexis is from the first one.
Yeah.
Well, shoot skis. Maybe they just work in the same hospital?
Oh, maybe.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure why that's number 3. I guess we're gonna find out sometime.
I'll find out. Where were we?
Next week, romance.
Oh,
We're gonna.
Romance by Emily Henry. But yeah, you should check out our Instagram, Baby Got Sex Podcast. You can check out our schedule for the rest of the month. We also post on there when we have a new episode out, so you should definitely follow us there. We also have a link in the bio about where else we're at on the internet, like our Goodreads. You can see what we have on our shelves whenever we compulsively buy a bunch of books, like we
Yeah,
did
mine's
last
just
week.
all my Kindle like downloads. Is
Yeah.
mainly mine. Yeah.
I'm getting better. I'm a recovering addict.
Last time I went to Target, I bought 3 books, so that's.
I haven't been to
That's where I'm
Target
at.
in a while.
Yeah, I went alone, which
Good.
was my
Good.
first mistake.
That was not that we're any better together.
No, we're worse together.
We're kind of yeah.
It's gotten to the point where I go to Target, I'm like, I own all these books. I can't.
It really is. We're looking around like, own it. Already have it. Ugh, when are they gonna switch these over? Oh,
Really wanted to
Oh.
say hi.
the criminal herself.
She feels very bad for scratching Mom.
For the assault.
I was assaulted big time. Oh my gosh.
literally. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sit down. There you go.
There it is. There it
Good
is.
girl.
You should also like and follow wherever you listen to this podcast. Share with your friends, your family, some strangers, whoever.
Your animals,
Your animals.
especially your pets.
Tell them we say hi.
Give them a little boop on the nose and a pss, pss, pss from
And
us.
yeah. Tell them big stretch for us.
She is.
Oh wow.
comfy.
She perched.
Yeah, she's.
She's grabbing your hand.
Well, she's upset because this is her bedtime, and so normally the chair that
Ah.
I'm sitting on is what she lays on to go to bed.
Oh,
She is upset.
well, then we'll wrap this up so Millie can go to
Oh
bed.
my gosh.
Yes. Thanks for listening this week, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, yep. That sounds good.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Bye.